This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, 99cent.com with code MMANUTS99. Save 30% off new orders with code MMANUTS30. ButcherBox, get grass-fed meats delivered to your door and get 10% off with code MMANUTS. Tech for Less, get huge discounts on the world's top brands. Save 5% off with code MMANUTS at techforless.com. Protect-A-Bed, shield your mattress and pillows from allergens, dust mites, and moisture. Save 20% off with code MMANUTS. Defense Soap, used by more champions in more countries than any other brand. Save 15% off with code MMANUTS. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 332!
332!
You okay?
Yeah.
My name's Nico Weigel.
Matt Griffith on the show. By MMA fans, for our fans, we're locked in the line between serious and ridiculous. Sorry. Coughing a little bit. So what's snapping on this week in MMA's?
Things are happening, dude. Yes. Because, you know, we're an MMA show. Let's talk a little MMA / boxing.
Slash porno?
Sure. Whatever. Porno?
I don't know.
Joe Rogan recently on his podcast, and I want to get your take on this because there's a lot of buzz around this fight. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a big deal. Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Conor McGregor. Boxing. Irish versus Las Vegas? I don't know. But Joe Rogan says that Conor McGregor has the kiss of death. And although Mayweather is a much better boxer, touch of death, I think he calls it. Death touch, whatever.
The Dim-Mock, if you will.
Brick not hit back, you know, it's a blood sport. But he thinks McGregor could knock out Mayweather. And I'm curious what you think about that. In boxing, mind you. Boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Well, you gotta always say anything's possible, but I think some of what Rogan was saying, he brought up some interesting points, talking about the angles, right? So if Floyd's used to a boxer coming at him, he's coming at you in boxer angles, and I think Conor is going to come at you different, right? So is he going to be used to it? I don't know. And is Mayweather still in his prime? He's fucking 39, right?
He's up there.
So Conor could be catching him at the right moment.
Is he 32, 28? No, 28.
He's way old for boxing. He's what?
Conor, I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about Mayweather.
Yeah.
Saying that, yeah, Conor's probably in his prime, but Mayweather is past it. So is he catching him at that right moment? Mm-hmm. If it was apples to apples, sure.
Are we talking Werdum Fedor here?
No, we're talking oranges to apples.
Okay.
So again, I state the chance for Conor. Like I don't give Conor a chance. I think it's a 99% Mayweather. I give Conor 1% chance because anything is possible. But I still don't think he fucking touches him at all. You can't catch up because the problem with Conor fighting in boxing is he has to think. Mayweather can just react because he knows one way his whole way. Conor's going to be like, okay, I can't throw a kick here. Oh, I can't throw an elbow. Oh, I can't do this. So he's taking away the options in his head.
Because he has to remove things.
Right. So he's going to hesitate all day.
But he started as a boxer, though. He did.
But you still, I think Freddie Roach saying Conor would have to spend 4 years just doing boxing to not even be competitive, but to be a closer fight.
Lick his balls,
right?
Okay.
It'd be a little bit closer, but Mayweather's still going to smoke him all day long.
Okay.
Don't you think so? Do you give Conor a chance?
Yes, I do actually. I think Conor can knock him out. I think Rogan has a valid point, and I would say that the luck of the Irish this guy has a horseshoe up his ass. Whatever he says happens, it happens, and I feel like he's so crazy. Him and GSP and you know, who else can I put in that league? Maybe even Anderson Silva. Some of these guys have such a thing about them where if they set their minds... Rich Franklin. It's hard to stop them. It's hard to stop them. And I think Conor will get, if he not already is, obsessed with boxing to the point where he may actually beat Mayweather. So, and Mayweather, and I've been to Vegas, and there's a really awesome Chinese place right next to Mayweather's gym that I always go to when I go to Vegas. It's like, you know, for the real Chinese people, not Americanized. It's good shit, but he's got a lot of people around him that remind me a lot of BJ Penn's situation, you know, like yes men. I know he's a good boxer. I'm not taking anything away from him, but at the same time, he's getting older. They're putting guys in front of him, you know. It's it's a different story with McGregor. I think he's got a lot of power, and Mayweather, and he's gonna be bigger. Mm-hmm. But the question just becomes, what weight do they fight at? That is my big question mark. Where are they fighting? Because can Conor cut the weight? Is Mayweather coming up? Or where are they going to be? That'll be a factor because boxing has like 4 weight
A
classes
million.
at 151, 151 and a quarter, 51 and a half. You know, so
And 1,000 different titles.
that's right.
And Bob Arum came out and was talking something crazy about the money and saying that the UFC would take 50% of Conor's purse, is the rumor out there.
Right.
Do you think Conor would allow that to happen?
No. No. He might give up 20, not 50.
Nah, maybe 25. I think 25 is probably fair just because he's under contract. Not anymore, I don't think a fight happens.
50% is a lot. And you could be talking about $100 million.
Yeah, I think Conor gets $100 million.
Mayweather gets what, $250 million?
300. Well, if he got 250 for the Pacquiao fight,
Well, you get that much? I forgot about that. Yes.
I think he got 250, and Pacquiao either got 100 or 150. So Conor's got to get at least 100,
So crazy.
minimum of 100.
That's so crazy.
But here's the problem. So say that fight happens, what is McGregor's incentive to ever fight again? You have a fucking, let's call it 75 million. Say Conor gets 75 million for that fight.
Because he's crazy. He buys crazy
still-
shit.
well,
he's going to spend that money.
True.
He's going to spend it. He'll have gold-plated fucking underpants or something.
I've got 17 Bentleys
Yes.
with my picture on the side of each one. I drive a Bentley for each day of
That's
the
right.
month.
He's
I
so
need
crazy.
30.
30 Bentleys.
30 Bentleys. Yeah.
It's crazy. And they're talking about September, potentially,
Mm.
something like this. I think that's a crazy fight to make, and I would love to see it happen, simply for the fact this would be the biggest spectacle, and I think it might be the biggest spectacle in combat sports ever.
It'll be
this,
the biggest
This is like
pay-per-view.
Lesnar Fedor happening, or something like this, basically. Two giants going to throw down. I think they got to be thinking this fight has to happen. There's so much money. And think about the gambling odds on this.
Oh my
It's
God.
gonna be so
What is
crazy.
Conor, a 10-1 underdog
Yeah.
there?
You're talking billions of dollars around a fight. It's going to happen. It's the question is how and when. I think it'll do it. It's too big. It's so big. It's bigger than Fedor Lesnar. It's bigger than, I don't even know who else.
So, well, how many pay-per-view buys does that do?
This one?
Yeah.
10 million. I think easy. Because
At
what, did
100
we have
a
like
pop.
6 million from Pacquiao Mayweather?
I forgot what theirs was.
globally,
It was
something like
huge.
that. It was crazy, right? So I think you almost double that. You get close to double of that. You have talking about Ireland. It's going to be nuts. Everybody in Ireland is going to buy this freaking fight. So these guys travel to the U.S. and spend tens of thousands of dollars to see this guy fight, even if they don't know for sure if he's going to fight on the card.
Mhm.
That's happened multiple times with Conor. So, wow, that's a lot of money. We might have to go or something.
Yeah, imagine what the tickets are. Oh my God.
$12,000 for nosebleeds.
Yeah. We were there. So what else? You were talking to me earlier about the Nevada State Athletic Commission and Conor and fines and
Yes, his fine's been reduced to like $25,000 a piece versus 100, which I think it was originally $75,000 each for the water balloon throwing incident, or $150,000.
it was $75,000 fine, and then he had to do that
Yes.
$75,000
Yes.
public service announcement
See.
where they're just making up all sorts of shit, and I think that was down from the $300,000 they originally wanted.
Yes. It's
And
basically-
why are they changing it now?
Well, I think Conor was probably like, hey, I'm willing to pay this. So,
Is that because they want him to come do the Mayweather fight?
of course.
Like, oh, we better make nice. This motherfucker's never gonna fight here again.
Of course. It's big money for the commission to have this fight happen.
God, how much does Nevada get from that maybe $1 billion fight when you take into account all the pay-per-view sales,
Yes.
the tickets? It's probably going to be the most expensive ticket ever to get into that event.
You think they'll do
Merchandising.
the MGM Grand or something? They'll probably do it.
I don't know where he typically fights, but it's, fuck. It's going to be so
It'll be nuts.
much money generated.
Spectacle, man.
And even for the people that won't attend, like how many people are just going to go to Vegas to be in that
full.
space or
Oh,
part
yeah.
of that, what do you want to call it, aura of the event?
It'll be nuts. It will be huge for the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nevada Athletic Commission's always been that way. They do whatever they want when they want, and
Yeah.
it's kind of
But now they got rid of the witch, Pat Lundvall, right?
Yes.
So maybe they're going to start being a little more reasonable going down the road when you realize, hey, the biggest star in MMA said he's not going to fight here anymore, and Mayweather, he's got like one fight left. 1 fight left. He wants to be 50-0.
I'm thinking back right now. I'm laughing because remember when we had Keith Kaiser on the show?
Yeah.
That was weird. I'll just say it was weird.
That guy, I'll just say this. That guy likes to talk.
He loves to talk.
I think he was high as fuck.
He probably was. He was very high. I mean, we were sitting there at one point. We were just looking at each other. I'm like, he's still going. He's just talking.
Like, how do we cut this motherfucker off?
How do we stop him from talking? I'm not sure.
Let's just let him run.
And he would have these legal words and all this long sentences.
He was super happy though.
Oh yes,
he was very cool.
He was a very happy guy. Nice guy, but it just cracks me up. Yeah. So we'll see. I say, do you think? Okay. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Does this happen or does it not happen?
It happens.
Yes. Do you think this happen this year?
I think so. It has to. You can't drag it out.
No.
Like, the heat is on right now. You got to do it this year. Otherwise, Conor, he's got to fight somewhere. You better, as he's been out this long and they keep stripping titles off of him in the UFC.
They do. Just
let him do this boxing match. Let's knock that out. And hopefully, part of the deal is you have to have some stipulations with McGregor. Okay, if we give you what you want here, you owe us 5 more fights. That's we gotta have some little give and take here. We'll give you your 75% and we'll take 25, but you owe us 5 more fights, guaranteed. And if you don't, then you're gonna pay us
all the money back.
$1 billion
pesos,
or at least a hell out of a lot of money. Just to be fair.
I was thinking when I was reading about this. Think about the pressure on some of these athletes. This is a lot of people's livelihood. Think about that. People who do hotels, who do food, who do taxi cabs. You're talking about a guy and another guy come into town and literally run an economy together.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Huge business.
Yes.
Like $1 billion for one fight.
Yes. So everybody's behind this. The guy working on the street with the freaking cars, whatever.
Double tap, motherfucker.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Double tap.
They're the worst. Go home. But they don't make money when there's no big events, and now they have a huge. I mean, it's affecting everybody down to the smallest, little person. So that's a lot of pressure on 2 people. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and imagine they set that up, and then one of them gets injured. We gotta call it off.
You gotta fight.
We gotta call it off.
Didn't Manny fight with a ruptured bicep or something?
Yeah, I think they shot him up or something.
You gotta fight. You can't not fight. There's too much at stake.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I like that. But
I like it. Fuck, why not?
Do you?
Why not?
I guess that's why they get paid $100 million.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta thrive on that shit. It's like sink or swim. Some of the people rise to the occasion. Conor is that guy. I believe Floyd's that guy.
That's so crazy. You go and you train for a few months, and then you go and you fight for like a half hour, and you make $100 million.
Or
$250 million.
Yeah, or
whatever.
300, whatever.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's absolutely insane. Okay, $300 million. Let's say they pay him that for 30 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy money. I don't even know. And then he has to pay taxes, so I mean whatever, but that's a big ass tax check, but at the same time,
yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, and I still say it'll be the biggest fight ever in any combat sport history.
Yep.
If those 2 ever get together, and they will do it. And Dana wants to do it. I'm sure.
Well, he said it on Conan, right?
Yeah.
That
he wants to do it.
We're going to make it happen. Like, you have to. And that's weird because typically whatever he says, it's always the opposite. And now he's fucking really putting the kibosh on us by saying it's going to happen. Like, what does that mean? I don't understand this man. You're confusing me, Dana White.
He's playing good.
I think he's got that $400 million worth of money. It's kind of clouding his vision and sight. It's like, I guess I can be honest now. I don't have to lie. I don't have to worry about releasing everything ahead of time.
He's looking a little worn. Is that me, or does he seem like a little...
Well...
The road has worn him down a little bit.
Well, I think with Lorenzo stepping away, they said that Dana's got to basically do double the work now.
Yeah, well.
And, who do the fighters go to? Remember when Dana had an issue with a fighter, Lorenzo was always the offshoot. Like, I can at least deal with Lorenzo now. They don't have that option.
No.
So if it's fucked up with Dana, we got a problem. Like the WME or whatever the fucking guys are.
WME? What?
Whoever's owning the UFC now.
Yes. I don't know.
IMF. The International Money Fund. I'm just going to start throwing numbers and letters.
It'll
all work out in one day.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
The new fucking owners. No habla español.
Sí. Estoy bien something.
It'll all work out.
It's like, okay.
So,
have you worked on your GSP accent?
No, I haven't been practicing that. I was playing a stupid guitar.
Okay, all right. It's not stupid.
Brought the guitar.
That's good. You should do the guitar in a GSP accent. That would be.
Oh.
That would
Speaking Spanish,
yes.
in Spanish.
That would be awesome. I think I could buy that. That would be a hell of an album. GSP accent, speaking Spanish, playing the guitar, but it's only hits rap songs.
Don't give it away yet. Don't give away the money song.
I won't give it away.
All right. Are we done with Conor and?
Yeah. Sorry, repeat this horse.
Moving along,
please.
All right. So Bellator is going to be doing a large event. I forgot when it was. Maybe June, July, somewhere on there.
July-ish? I think.
Yeah,
July.
Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
So you've got Chael Sonnen versus Wanderlei Silva finally going to happen. Fedor versus Matt Mitrione. Lorenz Larkin versus Lima. So you have...
That should be a war. Those two guys are... Wow. Scrappy.
And the topper is... I know Mike Goldberg just tweeted something out saying, hey, it's not all over. I'm going to put money on it that Goldberg's going to be announcing that event. Makes sense.
It does.
Because it doesn't interfere with the normal Bellator Spike programming.
Yeah.
So you can bring in your other commentator.
Okay.
So I think that happens. Question is, what do you think they're going to charge for this pay-per-view? And how many buys does this pay-per-view do? I guess it kind of goes hand in hand.
I think the two are related, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did they charge $40 for the last one?
You
or
know,
50?
I don't remember. I know it didn't do
was
well.
it 19? I'm feeling like $29.95 is a magic number. I think 40's too much and 20's too little. I think $30 is fair.
I could see 30.
Yeah, $29.95, whatever. And the HD feed might be $34.95.
I feel like they're going to go 40 though, because you got Fedor. I can't imagine what they have to pay that man. Is he at $1 million a fight?
Well, he probably
because
sees 10,000 and his mobster freaking managers get all of it, you know? That poor man is just like just throw him out there.
Well, I'm trying to think back to the Strikeforce days. I think the fighters were pretty well paid.
They were.
And they had crazy contracts.
Vader was making $250 or $400 or something a fight, plus bonuses and all kinds of, who knows what the back end money was, so it's a lot of money.
I would venture to say that guy's making $1 million a fight.
Probably.
Mitrione?
10,000.
I was going to say 20,000.
Okay. Yeah, more fair. It's probably right.
But, so, okay. So, let's just call it $30. Okay, how many pay-per-view buys does this do?
I'm trying not to be rude. 150,000.
That's right where I'm at. I had a number in my head.
Yeah.
I think that's spot on.
I'm trying not to be rude. No, because Fedor is kind of... Please. He's the what? You got to do it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
He's the Fedor. What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on?
There you go.
His name is Fedor. Pronounce Fedor. They got to bring that guy in. Him and Goldberg.
That's too much, Matt.
You fucking explode. Yeah. I would venture to say 250,000 buys if you put Goldberg and fucking Russian Borat calling the Fedor fight. It's that guy or go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I still say 150. I know it's Fedor, but he's been beaten a bunch of times. I know he's epic. I don't think he draws like he used to.
I think he does.
And his Bellator, 150,000.
I think he does. Remember, look at the Russian contingent. Remember, like, when we saw him here in, where the fuck we were at? What, Hoffman Estates?
Rosemont? No.
Hoffman Estates.
Yes.
Him fighting Dan Henderson. Look at how many people are in the crowd. I mean, he's still semi-relevant at that point.
Yes.
But I think the love for Fedor never dies. I think there's still those people that want to see him succeed.
Well, I do. I think it'd be awesome if he can somehow do something, but, dude, the guy seems...
I don't like his chances, but...
I do not. He's old.
He may, thinking about the Fabio Maldonado fight, he chose to keep it standing, to keep it entertaining for the fans. I don't know if he does that against Mitrione. And Mitrione is hit or miss, so... Well,
they're very similar fighters, too. Both in body style, in I mean, Mitrione's got a lot of power. He's got a big right hand. Fedor does too. On the ground, it's a whole different thing, but standing up, very similar, I would say. So, I mean, it would make sense Fedor would try to take it down, do these little sambo, get this thing to the ground, and call it a day. I don't know. Maybe not.
We'll see.
Maybe he just wants to be exciting.
Stand bang.
Yeah.
You want to be the big headline for the pay-per-view? And I want to say that it almost seemed like the Fedor fight was the co-main. And that Chael versus Wanderlei is the main.
Well, they got beef from way back on the Ultimate
like
Fighter.
10 years ago. It seems like forever ago.
Which is still the best. My favorite part, I think, might have been when Chael was on the Rogan podcast and he was saying, like, he's talking about Wanderlei. He's like, dude, you're fucking this up. Like, you're supposed to be the good guy. I'm in Brazil. This is your country. Yeah. Stop acting like I'm supposed to be the bad guy. What are you doing? You're totally messing this up. And then his own country like turned on Wanderlei because he was being so mean to Chael. And Chael's kind of going, well, all right, I guess this is what we're doing now. And then Wanderlei gets suspended, right? So
yeah. And didn't you say Caprito is saying the same shit that he even loved him?
Yes.
At some point, like what? Like,
I don't know what's going on.
Brazil.
I'm rooting for Chael. This is weird. It's weird.
It's because he came across as the good guy at that point. Because Wanderlei went crazy. He went fucking crazy. He assaulted him on the show, and then Chael took him right down. He's like, dummy.
And then his buddies jumped in. It was all a big mess. Yeah. So I mean, do you think this fight actually happens? I think that's more important.
I don't know, man. Fuck. When was the last time Wanderlei fought? 4
years ago.
Is he still suspended? That's the thing. I don't even know. I think they just book fights and hope for the best, right?
Throw it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a huge... Yeah, God, this pay-per-view is so kind of messy.
I mean, I want to watch it. I want to watch it. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
I'm yawning, but whatever.
It'll work out. So let's keep on the Bellator theme here. And Ryan Bader just signed with Bellator. He has some interesting comments about why he signed there. Of course, he again, no one feels the respect and or love from the UFC anymore. And he was saying, back in the UFC, when you could have sponsor money, the cheapest he ever made out of sponsor money, or the lowest amount, $35,000.
Okay.
And top end, $85,000 a fight. It's like, whew, so a huge amount. And he was saying his new contract with Bellator, obviously you get the sponsors, but he's got this, the fuck do you call that clause? Inactivity clause. So he has to fight at least 3 times in a year. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't get those 3 fights a year, they have to pay him his money. And he's not on that show win thing anymore. He just gets a straight up purse. Wow. Whether or not he wins or loses.
Okay.
So I think that's awesome, right? We're finally going in the right direction with how a contract should possibly work.
Well, the UFC, okay. They're skewed, everything is skewed towards the company. And it sounds like Bellator is more towards the fighter, which at the end of the day would make sense. I mean, from a promoter standpoint, obviously that's stupid business, but they're thinking more along the lines of if the fighters are happy, maybe the product is better. So it's opposing viewpoints just as they are opposing organizations, of how they deal with business relations. Mm-hmm. Because I just rhymed that too. I didn't mean to. UFC is like, fuck you, the fighter. I don't care.
Well, they don't have to.
It's the brand. That's why we have everything bland. There's Reebok, everything. We're all decked out in the same gear. Because the fighters don't matter. It's about the organization. Bellator is more of going, well, the fighters are important. We care about the fighters. We want them to do well. All this stuff. I don't know which one's better. My big question is okay, Bellator has the Viacom money. If they didn't have that, is this a sustainable? Can they sustain that? No. So, I mean,
because these are expensive people that they're signing.
Exactly.
You can't have a Fedor in there.
Right.
Like you just say that name like $1 million and shit. But you also have to have that respect, I feel, and just look at it's almost every UFC fighter that call it top, 15 that goes up to free agency is leaving. And I wonder, is there a point where the UFC says, hey, we might need to make some changes because at some point we're not going to have a fucking roster anymore.
No.
But you need to have that because now what happens is all these people start going over to Bellator, or let me say you have UFC up here, super high, Bellator down here with your talent pool. Well, now we're starting to get a little closer together. Everyone that leaves, this pool gets greater and greater and greater, and you may get to the point where you could argue that Strikeforce and the UFC were pretty fucking close in talent, and especially in the heavyweight division.
I would say the tournament was awesome.
Strikeforce potentially better than the UFC with that division at that time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what that means long run. I think fighter-wise it's good. Organization-wise, obviously both I think are going to stay around for a while, but I'm concerned again with the direction of the UFC. Like, where are we going? Do we care where we're going? You know, someone just came in and paid $4 billion, but how are we running this company now? We're just pushing all
into
the
ground.
Well, that's a conspiracy.
Yes.
We run it into the ground. We buy it for $1 million on the back end.
I don't know. I'm concerned about them Bellator pulling over all these fighters. Eventually, if it's a negative thing, it's going to get so out of control. I mean, I know they got Viacom money, but eventually you're going to go like, hey guys, seriously, this is losing how much money a year, you know. So.
It depends what is Spike TV paying them, and how. I guess the big thing is how well does this pay-per-view perform? Because if you have Chael, former UFC fighter, Wanderlei, Lorenz, Larkin, and then you have the wild card in Fedor, how many buys does it do? How many buys does it do? Right?
Still say 150.
Well,
they might surprise us. It could
go 3, and I don't know for them where is that break even point? Is 50,000 break even? Is anything better than what they get from Spike? Who knows? Because they're also the owner and the TV program or channel, so it's weird. It's a weird relationship. I don't know. What else you got?
I have one last thing, which is a little absurd, but I'm curious because I know you're a big fan. Luke Rockhold, or are you still a fan? So, not sure.
Yeah, as long as he's not whining, I'm back in.
Well, he's got balls of steel. Apparently, he's saying, "Fuck you, Werdum, let's fight." And they're in 2 different weight classes, 3 different weight. How far apart are they? They're quite far apart. This is a big weight.
2.
You're talking about maybe 50 pounds.
85, 205, heavyweight.
Yes. You could be talking about 50 pounds here, maybe 60 pounds.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine Luke's probably 210.
Werdum's 260.
Yeah, somewhere. 250, 260.
Okay, so it's 50. Let's call it 50 pounds.
Call it 50.
So you got a guy who's a flashy striker, jawing up at another guy who's got decent boxing and ridiculously good ground game.
Is Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, yes, too.
Yes.
So, what is Rockhold? Is he taking the Michael Bisping treatment and just getting wasted and talking nonsense, or what is going on?
Well, I love this, but I don't know where this grudge stems or from. I think it was a Strikeforce beef, but
apparently,
or it could be a Cain Velasquez thing, right? Oh, you beat my buddy, but it's just weird because then why doesn't DC just move up to heavyweight? Why doesn't DC go up and beat his ass or try to beat his ass? I feel DC would be better at heavyweight. I was just looking at some GIFs today of fucking Cormier manhandling Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
That was crazy. I remember that. I thought Barnett was going to win that fight at the time.
Well, he was at the time. I think Cormier was kind of the unknown wild card. Yes. Like, who the fuck is this guy getting put in the tournament? And he ends up winning the Strikeforce tournament.
There's a guy we haven't heard much from either, Josh Barnett.
Yeah. But back to Rockhold. I like this. I don't know if the UFC lets the fight happen. I would let it happen. I would let it happen in a heartbeat. Why not? Why not?
Maybe Rockhold's like, I don't want to diet anymore. I just want to eat.
I'm okay with this.
I want to eat, man.
And then, because then you set up the war. You can have Werdum versus AKA. So Rockhold goes up, say he loses to Werdum, then DC's got to man up, go up to heavyweight,
murders everybody.
Avenge everybody. I like it. I think we need this in a sport, and especially when you look at the middleweight division. Rockhold has no clue when he's going to get the next shot at his title. You know, he loses to Bisping, then Bisping goes out, fights what? Fucking Dan Henderson, beats him, and now he's gonna fight fucking GSP. And who knows what's gonna happen there? So it could be forever before Rockhold gets another shot. So might as well just call out fights. I mean, I'm more interested in seeing Rockhold move up to heavyweight and fight Werdum than seeing Rockhold fight for the title at middleweight.
I'm with you there.
You know,
mix it up.
That's right.
I feel everybody's just trying to roll the dice to see what kind of magic thunder
they throw some shit out.
Conor McGregor, just throw it out there. See what happens.
Wow.
What else you got? Anything?
Yeah, I saw Kelvin Gastelum said he was eyeing both the middleweight and welterweight titles. And
he's eyeing them both. As in, you know, like when I go to the bakery and I'm like, I really want some apple pie, but I'm not going to eat any because I would rather have this croissant. Is that what we're talking about?
Kinda. I'm just wondering, you know, how many times do you have to miss weight before we just say, you can't fight in that weight class ever again? This guy's already at 2.
Well, he is window shopping mad, so I think he's thinking, you know, I would like both belts and I'm going to diet and then eat. You know?
How many times can you miss weight before we shut you out of that weight class?
I don't know.
One! That's you miss weight once, never again in my book.
Nail me down on that. I'm trying to divert the question because
No.
I'm going, it's a sketchy subject.
No, it's not.
Really?
Because
You're one and done?
People are cutting
Two
too
strikes?
much weight. No, not in my book. It's one and done. Fuck you, move up. Because everyone's in the wrong weight class as it is.
But things happen, man.
You shouldn't have to cut enough and miss the weight.
Bottled water at the hotel. You can't cut your weights properly.
Well, then guess what? You're fighting at heavyweight now.
Okay.
You 145-pound bitch.
Kelvin Gastelum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love how everybody's eyeing the title. Well,
you can eye it.
Good for you. Awesome.
Well, I just beat Belfort, and I'm going to be...
Like my belt?
Trying to fight Anderson Silva, and he used to own the belt, so, you know.
Belfort. Okay.
Poor guy. Get that CM Punk fight. Get that CM Punk fight.
I'm not happy about this.
It'll work out. So there's some new fights announced for June 25th. You have Johnny Hendricks versus Tim Boetsch.
Okay.
BJ Penn versus Denis Siver.
They were going to do that a while ago.
Yeah, they were.
Finally, they're doing it now.
I know. How do you like these matches?
I like BJ's chances. I don't like... Tim Boetsch is... I don't know.
I like that fight. At 185, that should be a banger.
Gosh, Johnny Hendricks does not look very good.
What do you mean? He looked really good in that last fight.
You thought so?
Yes.
I don't know.
Looked like he was a world beater again.
Yeah. That's not the guy I remember.
His last fight? Come on.
You think?
Yes.
Maybe I'm being too harsh. All right. They're both scrappy. We'll see. Could be a battle.
Well, I feel like matchmaking is back on point until I just saw that they said Little Nog has got a fight announced. I thought he was retired. He's going to fight Latifi on that same card. Wow. Oklahoma City! Card of the year! I don't even know what to say about that. I just saw that. Fucking guy.
He's Nogueira. Hey, give him a fight.
Well, they'll fight until forever. He's probably a third two. No, he's not. He's a little older. He's no Shogun 35.
70, but he's only 31 years old. Yeah.
This is pride, guys. I feel so bad. They're like 100.
Brutal battles in the gym.
Let's see. Do you have any other news?
I'm done. Capped out. It's been kind of a slow week in MMA. So.
It is. I'll do a quick one. Jason Ellis, you remember he was lobbying to get a fight against CM Punk in MMA. You got to fight in King of the Cage against this guy Gabe Rivas. Gabe has a record of 14-25. He's a guy who's lost 16 of his last 18 fights. But how does that fight get sanctioned? So you have a guy with 39 fights against someone who's got, I think he had one other MMA fight. So you have 39 fights versus 1, and we'll sanction that. Vitor Belfort, CM Punk.
Exactly. I don't.
A lot of fights versus 1. We can make these things happen.
It's crazy. I don't care if you lost 30 fights, but you still had 30 fights. It's a different thing.
It's experience.
You can't. No, yeah. You think they're gonna get that sanction?
Oh, it's already happening.
Oh, it's for sure happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Okay.
It's announced. It's happening. I'm just saying. We can do that. You can do CM Punk versus Vitor Belfort. A lot of people are upset about that
I
fight.
hate that fight.
Why?
Because Vitor Belfort is a freaking superstar trying to fight some guy who's had one fight in MMA, and Vitor's been around for 20 years, fought the best of the best, had, the craziest, the Vitor Belfort era with the TRT and knocking fools out. Now he wants to fight some guy that's like never won anything. And I mean, do you remember how badly he got his ass kicked, CM Punk that is, in his last fight against somebody that's...
Right.
I mean, that guy wouldn't... In 5 years ago, that guy wouldn't have been able to wipe Vitor Belfort's ass, and he beat CM Punk.
But CM could just avoid Vitor for about a minute 30. He's got a chance.
Oh, he's not going to be able to do that.
I'd put him at...
No.
He's got a 30% chance.
Oh, please.
Come on, CM, take the
Vitor
fight.
by murder in the first 15 seconds.
Anything can happen.
Oh,
Anything can happen. It's MMA!
No,
Anything can happen.
Dude, that Vitor, he's that like Clyde. He's got that kick. He's gonna overwhelm Punk so quickly.
I want this fight to happen so badly.
You want to see Punk's head just fly off into the crowd.
I wanted to happen so bad.
Yeah, maybe Vitor wants that.
I think he was half joking when he said it, but I'm gonna go in with, I feel he really wants it, and I feel, again, how do you treat a legend in a sport? Give him the fight he wants. Beat the snot out of somebody.
I will say this though: if CM Punk agrees to that man has balls of steel.
Then I will consider him a fighter.
I would say you're crazy. That guy, no way. If he says sure, I'll fight Vitor Belfort, balls of steel. Much respect.
You tell me the fans wouldn't pay to see that?
Of course, I'm not talking about paying to see it.
Oh
I'm
my
saying,
God.
at what point does paying? It's like, it's how do you even call that? You might as well be a freaking. Were you talking about rooster fighting last time? I don't remember.
Cockfighting.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's worse than that. He's just sending a lamb to the slaughter. Here you go. I'm gonna pay for this now to watch a man get brutally murdered because I'm twisted.
CM Punk to fight Vitor Belfort is the same as Conor McGregor to fight Floyd Mayweather.
No.
Same exact thing.
I don't think so. They're both
As far
fighters.
as chances.
Punk is a freaking wrestler.
As far as chances.
Well, maybe.
Chances to win.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's similar?
I think it's 99% to 1.
Wow. Okay.
I'm dealing in absolutes here.
Okay.
I think that's all I got. You got any other news?
No.
Did you know, I was watching Justin Wren on the Joe Rogan podcast. He has celiac disease.
He has a big beard.
Yes.
Do you know what's so interesting? I think I might be... Yes, I did. Justin Wren, celiac disease.
Right. I was going to go deeper, but
oh,
that's
you're
okay.
right. Sorry.
He could probably use foods that we talked about last week.
Freshly?
Yeah.
You can use our coupon code.
GWN
Yes.
639, $20 off a 6-meal plan.
I was going to actually support your point because I felt like this week when I ate the freshly foods during lunch, I had more energy and I didn't have... I've noticed that after eating lunch, I get like sometimes I get like a itchy thing going on. And in the morning...
Balls?
Not my balls. My whole body, actually. Not particularly...
It's called the hip.
The groinal area.
It's all good. It'll all work out one day.
No,
You'll lose lots of weight. You'll be like, it's so svelte.
Yes, because of gluten?
No,
I think I have
the HIV.
Oh, I think I have a gluten.
Yeah.
I might be developing a gluten intolerance.
You might have
Is it possible to get that this late in life?
Yeah.
Because I swear, I had pizza last night, and within a half hour, I'm freaking itching like crazy, and I'm feeling like bloaty and weird, and then this morning I didn't have any gluten till in the afternoon, and I felt fine. And as soon as I had a little bit of gluten or what, I think I had some pasta or something.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like I'm itchy, sneezing, and is that how it started for you?
No, for me it was just lots of pain.
Okay.
Like I'd be drinking beers. Like, oh, fucking pain. What's the deal? And then years and years of weird tests, and then we finally
probing.
like, Doc, why you gotta keep fucking me in the ass? I don't understand how we determine.
Why are your pants down? Just like I'm testing. It's all good.
Like, all right, I guess we'll try this again. It didn't work last month. We found nothing out.
That's so gross.
I bled a lot.
Did you?
No.
Like the bleeding?
But I would imagine if you're getting fucked up the ass from a doctor, you might bleed.
Probably.
All right. Anyway, ass nuts.
Please.
Could Mighty Mouse beat CM Punk?
Yes.
I agree.
Hands down.
What about any women that are in the 115-pound division. Say Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
No, I don't think
she
so.
beat him?
Too light. He's like 70 pounds heavier. I don't think so.
You don't think? Yeah, it's tough. Mm-mm. If you could just grab one.
Yeah, he's still a wrestler. You get a hold of her and
fake wrestler.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't have a background in shit. All right. How many CM Punks does it take to beat Anthony Rumble Johnson?
12. It might take 12.
I don't think you could do it with 2. I don't think you can do it with 3. I think you need at least 4.
4. You're being generous.
4.
I think it's more than that, Matt. I'll say 8.
Because he could knock each one out as they come in.
Yes.
They come in hot, and he's like, boom, boom, boom. He's just throwing right hands.
That man has a lot of power.
You might need a 7 or 8. I'm gonna go with you. I'll go 8.
12.
Let's go 8.
8.
You're gonna go 12?
I'll go 8.
Okay.
I'll tone it down.
Okay, I came up from my 4.
8's a fair number.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Chip Piler asks, when in the F are the Diaz brothers fighting?
This year, sometime soon. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem is Nate Diaz got $3 million for that fight with Conor, and they don't need to fight again.
No.
I mean, what do they take? Well, they probably took 1.5, but he's got 1.5, and I think him and Nick still live in the same house, and if they got everything paid off.
What do they need? They need nothing. They're happy just getting high and doing triathlons.
Yeah.
All day.
I mean, each one, they're probably holding out for the biggest fight ever, and Nate's probably going to hold out for Conor to do Conor 3. I have no idea when that fight happens again. I still want to see it, but...
December 2017, I think. After the Mayweather fight in September.
Maybe. And then for Nick, is he going to wait for GSP?
Probably.
GSP to get the title? Like, let's do it again, 185.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And follow-up question, has the Boogeyman versus the Eagle been officially booked? Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov? I don't think that fight ever happens again.
I heard.
And guess what? Nurmagomedov missed weight, so now in my book, 170. So sorry.
Moving up.
Guess where you're fighting for 170. Brandon Mason asks, would you like to see Jon Jones get a warm-up fight when he returns or fight for the title right away?
Title! We don't have time for warm-up fights. Give him the title.
Unfortunately, you got to fight for the title. If you were the champion, you got to fight for the title.
We need that belt untarnished.
Yep. I would like a warm-up fight, but look at what happened in the last warm-up fight. When he's supposed to fight DC and he fights OSP, his performance was shit because he was game planning for someone. Rodrigo Machado closed it out. It's time! Pound sign Nuts Rule, pound sign Matt Rape Train, pound sign Ingo Sugar Daddy, pound sign Ingo Badass Beard. You got a new one in there.
Thank you, sir. I'm working on it. It's not as badass as yours. It's gonna take.
I've had lots of practice.
You're
ready.
Beardsman.
I'm a black belt. You're working on it. You're about blue belt right now. You're working on
it. This part still.
Yes. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader?
Oh, talk like Yoda, hands down.
Oh, sure.
I love it. That'd be awesome.
Suck my cock, would you? What? Would you rather have 10 wishes you can't wish for money or have $100 billion?
10 wishes.
Yeah, you're damn right, because you can wish for crazy shit. Invisibility.
2 chicks at the same time, Matt.
Yeah.
Right? That's number 1. 2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah, what was the line? Something like, because it would take a guy like me, like 2 chicks. I'd need the money to have 2 chicks.
Yeah, Office Space. We're talking referencing. That's a good movie. 10 wishes is a lot, dude.
That's so many.
Cure all AIDS, cancer. Let's start there, probably, honestly. And then, from there, we branch out. I wouldn't be selfish initially. I'd save the last 5 for me. The first 5 is for humanity.
I'd do it the other way around.
Would you?
Because I'm selfish. But I'm also the guy that would prevent 9/11 and not the Holocaust. So
good point.
Because you know why? Because 9/11 affected me personally. It's all about me first.
No right answer.
So me first society.
So that's why it's a great question.
That's right. Would you rather have infinite knowledge or infinite power? I think back to like Star Wars and power. Ah! And speaking of that, the same scene was just in South Park.
Was it?
Cartman's got this chip embedded in his head, and every time he swears, he gets fucking zapped. And it goes berserker, and then the fucking bad guys are up, and every time he swears, he sends fucking electricity out of his hands, and he's fucking jacking up Saddam Hussein. So he's saying, "Cock monkey, motherfucker, suck my dick!" No, the electricity comes out and jacks up Saddam. I don't know where I was going with that point, but
I'm waiting for the punchline.
infinite power. Infinite power.
I'm with you on that. I gotta go infinite power. Yes. Ultra powerful.
You're damn right. Fuck, marry, kill, WWE edition number 4.
All right.
All right.
They have a lot of women in
You got
WWE.
them. We got Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
We have Carmella. And Natalia. She kind of looks like Stifler's mother.
Yeah.
A little thick. Oh,
Uh-oh.
we overshot.
This is the first time I'm not really sure what to do, Matt. This is
Confused?
weird.
I'll go first.
I'm very confused.
I'm killing Carmella.
Okay.
I'm fucking Natalia.
Okay.
Because she's super thick, but you don't want to marry that. And then I'm marrying Alexa Bliss. Damn. Alexa Bliss. Problem is, I don't like blondes, so
I gotta
that's a
marry
big
this
challenge.
one. What's her name?
Carmella.
Yeah. I concur on the Natalia. Gotta fuck her, and the other one's gotta go.
Alright.
So.
See, we always work out. We always have different tastes, different flavors.
Flavor's good, man.
Yep. Knowledge, what do you got?
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you for asking me. Friday nights, I was having a bad day, and I'm like, I need something to cheer me up, and I turn on Netflix, I go, what's this? It's a Dave Chappelle comedy special.
Yes.
Have
I
you seen it?
haven't gotten around to it. Apparently he's got 2 out, right?
Well, yeah, it's, I think one, I don't know, I didn't watch the second one, but I watched the first. He is back. I was dying, laughing. He's got some shit in there about O.J. Simpson. He's talking about his Filipino wife. He's talking about when he had the meltdown in Detroit on stage. Apparently he got too high and then bad shit. Yeah, but I was laughing so hard at one point. I was on my couch and then I was on the floor. And that doesn't happen usually. I was on the floor literally going, I'm dying. I'm laughing so hard. And I urge you to check this out. It's on Netflix. It's totally free. But it seems that he's back. And, you know, as the story goes, the man had a huge meltdown. They were going to pay him like $100 million or something for episodes of his show, the Chappelle Show, maybe season 3 or 2 or something.
Season 3.
And he just booked it to Africa. He's like, fuck this. This is too much money. I can't do this. Too much pressure. I'm out of here. And then 10 years go by, and now he's back.
Well, the man wanted to take over his show and tell him how to operate it, too.
There you go.
Like, hey, because they were letting him just run with no chains, just freedom, do whatever you want. And that's why it was the greatest thing ever. And then the man's like, oh, we're going to put money in, here's what you should do, and blah, 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 blah. So there were stipulations to that money. Like, well, no part of that. If I can't run it this way, why do it at all? So
it's a darn shame because you figure, why do people not learn this lesson? If it was working, why are you monkeying with it? Why change it?
Well, it's the changing of the times. You don't need the man anymore to keep everything going, do you?
No. I don't think you do. I think you just need talent. You need to pay that talent what they're worth.
Yeah.
Like us.
Yes, right.
We're worth a lot of freaking billions of dollars. Where's our money?
Exactly. I got some knowledge.
Yeah.
Did you see Angela Morgana has got an Instagram?
I do not know who that is.
It's a UFC chick. She likes to post pictures like this.
Oh, okay. I know who she is now. Wow.
Your Majesty is fighting. End of summer. Official start point.
Is that the side boob that we're getting?
How much weight do I need to lose? Well, she's the one who thanked Cyborg for selling her to post nudes. Because she's like, how do I get popular? And Cyborg was telling her, you just post nudes and shit. So she's always posting shit like this. And I think more women should do this.
The side boob. I'm a big fan of the side boob. That's what I think.
Yes.
This has the side boob.
The sweet ass. Her face, not the greatest, but hey, I like what I'm seeing right here. And I feel like if you're a female UFC fighter, this is how you get to the top.
By selling your body. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's half the game. It's half the game. Like, why is the women's MMA just as popular as the men's? How this doesn't happen in any other sport. You can't look at fucking women's basketball and men's basketball. Like, if you try to watch a women's basketball game,
it's a lot of layups, Matt.
Oh, it just kill me. I'd try to just die and watch those.
I have watched.
I mean, I think we talked about this before. The only other sport that's women's that's tolerable is the fucking beach volleyball.
And we all know why that is.
And that kind of translates to the MMA, the women's MMA. Like, why is that at the same level of the men? There's a sexual part to it, but there's also a skill part to it.
Are you saying it's erotic?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
And anybody that denies that, I question their sexuality.
Ooh, he's throwing out.
Might be Brazilian. It might be the gays.
The gays.
Just saying. All works out.
I like it. Side boob. I'm a big fan of the side boob, man. Doesn't like a little side boob. I'm not talking about you.
I got it right here all day.
Like, look at me.
All day, brother. 332
episodes. I've been here the whole time. You missed
All
it.
you had to do was ask.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Things got weird. That's been this week's.
I'll get so much weirder when I shut this camera off.
Edition of MMANUTS. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Brad Griffith. These are Blands.